Morning all! Back at Lancaster today. What we've got to do, I'm just going to open up this valley area. I'm going to take some slates off. There is a leak internally. It's not a very big leak. We'll go and have a look at it in a minute. But it's on this valley somewhere. So while we've got access, they've just asked us to find out what's happening with it, where it's leaking. And just looking at it, I mean, it looks pretty okay slate wise, but I think it is going to be the pointing that's on the or the haunching on the side of the slates. You can see it's got this haunching down the side here, and we've got some little areas around here where it's cracking as well, and that does actually stick out rather than back cut under itself. So we'll go inside and have a look. So this is the internal valley from what you've just seen on the outside there that runs down, and as you can see, got a water bucket with water in it. So I'm guessing that we've got a leak around this area. There's nothing screaming at me that's too obvious, so I think we'll have a look on the outside. I've got Luke outside. We're just gonna find whereabouts this is. I think just looking at it, it's about halfway up the valley. So we'll get back outside now and see what we can see there. So when we're inside, I could see this joint in the lead valley there. So the water was just coming in just above that. Now we've got a fair decent crack there, but I'm thinking if water's coming down off this slate, there's a little ridge in the slate there, so it'll run off the sides of that, so it's not exactly going to come straight down. Could come near it, so we might be getting a little bit of water ingress at that point in the valley, but I think the main culprit is going to be something like this here. We go a bit closer. So you'll see we've got a ridge on this slate here coming down, so water's going to run off this slate, and you can see where the water's been running down off that one. It's going to run down off this one, and then it's probably going to come down here, drip off there, and end up going down that little crack there. But then all the way along down here, all this fillet has come away, and then that'll slope back into the roof. So I'm thinking, and especially up here as well, I'm thinking it's breaching this, and then it's that fillet then is kicking it all the way out, allowing it to breach the valley. So what we'll do, first instance, we'll just take this off, this fillet, and we'll have a look underneath there. Lucky boy's on job today, so I'm definitely going to sort it. Hello. Oh well, that's just quality. That always know you've got a good job when you see expanding foam. That valley fillet's coming out fair easy as well. We could probably now, I would say, leave it like that, and it would be 90% better than it was literally 30 seconds ago, because the water's going to be able to drip off the slates and then not get trapped in the, you see how that's how it was, and then that back falls. You can stand it up, you see that's how we were, and the water's penetrating here, and all it's doing is being forced down into the roof line. I just love expanding foam.
Valley kicks up, curl valley up.
Alright.
And then
yeah, over
expanding foam.
Tilting fillet, and then fill it with expanding foam. Well, we'll get this expanding foam dug out, and then we will see where we end up. So we've got all that cleared out now, and if I just get my camera right down in there, you'll see that I can get my fingers right down behind the back of that, straight into the roof. If there's someone in there, we'll be shaking hands. So there's nothing wrong with that. It is what it is. It's a stone slate roof. But that's going to be the problem, where we've only got about an inch between the tilting fillet on the lead valley coming out and then this bit here that runs up to the tilting fillet. So basically it's just going to run down there and breach that tilting fillet and come in. So we'll just have a think now on how we're going to put it back together. I've just pulled a bit more out because the quality job that is expanding foam continues, and you can see just here it is literally on the surface. Put such a small fine amount of mortar over the top of it. So anyway, in the conclusion, what we are going to do is we're going to take it all out all the way down and pull all the expanding foam out, and then what we're going to do is going to repoint it, but instead of having it sloping outwards, we're going to recess this by about 10mm underneath that slate, and then we're going to bring it straight down off there. So when the water runs down the slate, it's going to come down here. It's going to want to kind of drip off this bottom edge here, because we're not actually touching it with a mortar, so it's going to want to drip there. If it doesn't drip there, we will get a bit of capillary draw coming back up, but we're on a probably 30-degree pitch here, so you're not going to get much drawing back up. And you know, it's going to find one point on this front edge somewhere where it wants to drip, and if it doesn't, it's going to drip off this edge here, because when we point it up, we'll keep that short on that one and then return it down onto this one, so we still maintain the drip point on the end of the slate. Boom, and then that'll be it. Luke's going to record some videos, aren't you, Luke?
No.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Window casement done. We've done the sill, part of the side of the box, but we just found a bit more rot in the bottom of the casement. So we're just also today, while we're doing other things, pulling that out and putting an indent in there. Raked it all out. What we're going to do, like I said earlier, we're going to put the fillet in, but leave it recessed on the slates, so that we don't end up having that trap where moisture and water can get through. That valley is going to be a 1-1-5, 1 cement, 1 lime and 5 grit sand. When hydraulic lime or lime only, no place for that. Cement's a far better product to go on there. And also we've just seen at the top of the chimney, we've pointed that now in lime, but the flaunching needs redoing because that's in a bad way. So we're going to redo that, and the mix on that is going to be 2 grano, 2 grit sand, 1 lime, 1 cement. That's generally what we use on the flaunchings on the chimneys. Again, just trying to use a NHL 5, it's not going to work. You're going to be coming back to it in a year or 2 years time. So yeah, I'm off to back to the yard now, I think, and we'll see what we'll get up to there. Well, back at the yard, we are just mixing up some Limewash for the job at Lancaster. What we're wanting to do is get the top coat all in one mix, so that we're not doing different elevations or different segments of that elevation in different mixers. So we're going to do a mix now, because we're going to start the top coat tomorrow. This mix is going to be the top coat mix, and that is all it's going to be for. So we've got our Limewash mixing drum. This is just a steel 45 gallon drum that we use. So Adam's been in, he's already started it. I wanted to film it, but he jumped the gun a little bit and was eager to get done, because he's coming on his day off to do it, because he's been mixing all the Limewash for this, and we want the consistency in the colours, because if you get 2 different people or 3 different people to mix it, or everybody mixes a little bit, it always goes wrong in my experience. So we've got in here 90 litres of water that he's put in, and then he's put 45 litres of calbucks in, and we're letting that cook now. So we'll pop the lid off and have a look at it. There we go. Lovely job. Steaming away, you can see. So what we're doing is just letting this cook now, probably for about 20 minutes. And you'll see it's just driven down into a putty. So we've put that in, Adam put that in, and basically the water in the calbucks, and then give it a whisk together, and then bang the lid on. And you still see the water's down in there, but the calbucks has expanded out, and we've got this beautiful creamy putty in there. We haven't put any pigment in it yet. We're going to put some yellow orca. How much of that, Dad?
465 ml.
465 ml of yellow orca. That's what, from the samples that we were doing on site, was agreed. And we've just worked on, generally when we're doing it on site, we do the samples in litre measurements, and then we just work up to fill the big 45 litre drum. So we'll let that cook for a minute. Oh yeah,
Gallon drum.
45 gallon, correct Adam, 45 gallon, 215 litres. I stand corrected, well done. So yeah, we'll just let that cook for a minute, and then we'll need to put another 30 litres, 40 litres, just depending on consistency. We'll see what it looks like. We never kind of, we always go on generally what it feels like, and the liquidity of it. Generally we want the top coat just a little bit thinner than we've been putting the other stuff on. But yeah, we'll let that cook and we'll get the other bits in. Oh, you see a bit of bubbling going on there? See if you can stir it up and get it a bit deeper. There might be some just hear it popping away. It's already been in here 10 minutes, so a lot of the exothermic reactions already been and done. But it is just popping a little bit. So we've just got the thermal imaging camera on. You can just see there the barrel, and we're at 79 degrees. We've just had to modify a board so we don't get the glare on the screen on here, but yeah, we're 79. It was up at about 85 degrees on that. You can just see the glow in the barrel there from the heat down below. Let's have a look in top. So there we are inside. We're 57 degrees inside it. That was up probably up at 100 when we first did it, past. But yeah, like I said, we just let it cook, and then we'll get some water and pigment in it. Now with this, what we don't want to do, and this is why we don't just put all the water in and then all the calbucks, is because the water cools the exothermic reaction of the calbucks and basically drowns it, and it doesn't do the lime any good if you just kill the slake in straight away and flood it with water. So you need enough water in there just to get it going, so it doesn't get too hot and burn itself. So that's what I've told you very short. That's what we found that works with it. So yeah, we'll just keep going, and another 10 minutes we'll get some water and pigment in there. I want to respond to a comment that was put on yesterday about using this hot. We can and we have used this straight away like this now. So I mean, you'd have to make it in a small. It'd take a lot of people to get through all that Limewash. But if you made it in a smaller container, you could quite happily now put some more water in that, put your pigment in it while it's still hot, crack on, get it on the wall. It's probably a little bit better, I'd say, to do it in that way. But we use it, we mix it like this, and then you use it cold, just because we want to get the amount of Limewash. We don't want to be mixing every 4 times a day, so we just do one, and that'll last us probably 2 days on site lime washing. Commercially it's just easier, but I mean, if it was just a small wall that you're doing, or you're just doing it on your own, quite happily do it in smaller amounts, put it on hot, probably a little bit better way, but both ways are good. So we're going to put the pigment in now. I'm going to put the pigment in before I put the water in. Generally sometimes you can put this with hot water and bring it down to a paste. It does go in a little bit better, but if you got a power whisk, it'll go in pretty well anyway. You saw that white stick there. That was what it was before. It doesn't, when you stand here, it doesn't look like it's changed much. But yeah, that's the white that it was before. And now we've gone to we've put a yellow orca pigment in it, so it has gone. So we'll bang some water in there now. How much water are we putting in that? 30 litre. Yeah. So we're going to do 30 litre water in this now, just to bring it down to a consistency that we like it at. Go on, I'll let you do it. Can't do it one-handed. So we've done that. What we've done is we've put it through a sieve and we've put it into some containers, and we'll just have a look at the consistency of what we've got now. We did put 40 litre of water in, not 30, because we wanted it a little bit thinner, but this is the consistency we've got. So this is the consistency we've got. I would say it is like an emulsion paint that you generally get from any place to buy paint. that's what we're looking at, consistency wise. We've got the imaging camera now. You could just put that straight on the wall now. Happy days, away you go. On the imaging camera we are still at 55 degrees there. That's in that tub. So yeah, we could go on with that. Don't know what that drum is still. Yeah, 45. But one of the reasons why I like to sieve it and also do it cold is because when we sieved it, and we use cow bucks powdered for this, but when we sieve it, we have got this left over, which is unslaked granulations of lime in there. Now these will slake down over time, you can break them down. But if these are actually on the top coat of the Limewash and they get wet, they will break down and could cause problems. So I always like to leave these, because these will slake down 24-48 hours. They will slake down. We always whisk it up before we use it and whisk it while we're using it, so these would get mixed in. But if you did it hot, these wouldn't be getting mixed in. So I think if you are going to use it hot, you need to be careful in what application you're using it hot. Right, that's the lime washing done. Well, not the lime washing, mixing the lime washing done. I'm just going to grab a bit of lunch now. Got to go back up to the field and get these trenches backfilled because I don't want to leave them open. Like I was saying yesterday, we're going to Building Lambs Forum conference, woo, down in Brighton for the next 4 days. So I want to get them filled in because it'll be nightmare if we leave them open. And yeah, so I'll go there. I'll film a little bit there. I know I've done the videos before showing that, so I won't show a lot of that. And yeah, we'll see what we get on to later on this afternoon. Well, we've got the field kind of cleaned up. Just scraped up all the soil, all the clay from this side that was spare, and filled the trench in all the way right up top and bottom, just in case there's any walkers or any animals that come along over the weekend or next 4 days, because we won't be around to do it. So it's going to be another job for when I get back. We'll finish it off. I'm going to take my tractor back up, and what have we got to do tomorrow? Should be a good video actually. We're going to got a progress meeting at Newark Castle, 9 o'clock in the morning, so it's going to be an early start. I'm going to drive down there, do the progress meeting. We've got some stuff to go through there. I'll do some video in there, see Scott and the boys and see how they're getting on at Newark Castle, and then from there down to Brighton for the Building Lambs Forum Thursday night, party night with the Lime crew. It's a good night. And yeah, so I'll do some videoing tomorrow. We'll get down Newark to do some there. I might just get a little bit down at the BLF. We've got a committee meeting tomorrow night. But anyway, that's enough of me blathering on. I'll let you get on, and yeah, we'll get tomorrow's video done. See you later.